I want to touch on two things. There's the REITs. And so that's where the hedge fund act right now to get the hedge funds out of residential housing. Will that impact those REITs? It's like in Congress right now. I don't know if I don't think we should have hedge funds in residential because look at what's happened.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Even if they passed a law that said that Bedrock couldn't do our business anymore, I would still think that's beneficial. I would be like, okay, I guess I won't do that anymore. I run 7 companies, so it's not my only source of income. Number one, the hedge funds out of real estate bill, it's never going to pass, which is sad because I agree. I think it's just effing up the market in a bad way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But if it passed the way it was proposed, it still probably wouldn't have pushed REITs out, real estate investment trust. It was basically saying hedge funds. So we're
Like
talking
legit.
like,
That's why I
yeah,
wasn't sure if they're connected at all
yeah.
or they're separate.
Really, what they would have to do, they would have to get that legislation narrow enough to be like, no owner of a corporation can own more than their primary residence and X number of properties. They'd have to get it down to like social security numbers tied to LLCs, because
Uh,
all you have to do to defeat that, and any big company that's going to defeat it is going to be like, okay, they say Goldman Sachs
uh,
can't buy
mm,
residents anymore. So Goldman Sachs is just going to start a million LLCs, and those million LLCs are going to buy one or two a piece. Like however small the requirement is, like you can't buy
yeah.
more than 2 pieces of residential. So we're just going to set up a million LLCs in some no-fee state like Arizona, and then we're just going to go and buy a million pieces of real estate, and each LLC is going to, that's Bedrock's model. Like we set
Yeah.
up an LLC per state per client, and they would just find a way around it immediately unless it was
Mm,
tied back to the social. Like no
oh.
person can own more than their primary residence and 2 other residents, or their primary residence and 5 other residences. They would just have to get it really limited.
But
I
then
think
it's
that
like there's no free enterprise. That's where I don't know the answer, but there,
correct.
yeah, I don't agree with rent control, but I'm all,
Well,
it's
and
interesting.
if you enjoyed that clip, you're probably going to love the channel and all the long form content we produce. This clip is actually just a little piece of a long conversation we had on this subject. If you want to watch the whole thing, get into more nuance, that link's below.